Hello and welcome back to episode 12 of Unemployed to Unstoppable. On this episode we're playing a home league game against Maidenhead, followed by an FA Trophy home game against Salisbury, where we seek to defend the trophy we managed to win last season. Form's been going alright in the league. We've managed to pull some points back against Yeovil, not so much by us grasping any more wins than we were doing before, just their form's dropped off slightly, so we're 8 points behind, 15 games to go. Real chance of giving it a push now. Unfortunately, squad-wise, we've not been going so well. We're down to about 21 first-team players in the squad, as you can see here. Paris gone out on loan because he was unhappy at being a substitute, just leaving us with only two strikers up front for the time being, with Gomez regularly needing rests, Burnett in the middle needing rest, Fetty at right back needing rest. So throughout that winter period, we really took a pounding in terms of available players. I could potentially go and look at some free transfers, but I'm reluctant to, because anyone I sign now, when we step up a division, if we're successful in catching up with Yeovil, would be slightly out of their depth. So if I can, I'll stretch out and look to sign players when we go up if possible. Also had a bit of interest on the job front. We were linked with the Morecambe job. If that had been in the league above, I think we would maybe considered it. But with them being in 20th and us being in second in the same division, I see Morecambe as a step down, so very quickly declined it. And on a positive note, there's been a lot of interest in one of our young players who's got a lot of potential, Eddie Greening, which we've managed to hold on to. I'll look to give him a long-term contract when he's eligible. Let's see if we can tie him down to the club and have a bit of a homegrown player. He's a leader as well, so in the middle of the park, if we can get him to reach his potential, it'd be fantastic looking for the future. Right, without further ado, I will get to the first match. And welcome back. So, starting lineup for the first game against Maidenhead. Parks in goal, Watson at left back, Kozak and Meekins centre defence, Gordon filling in at right back, Lench and Phillips deputising in the middle of the park, with a bit of a weak area where Phillips is at the minute. Wishart comes in on left wing, Lewis in on the right wing, Gomez and Afolayan up front. And you'll notice that Gomez is also waiting for a rest because he's played a lot of games recently. Ifete and Burnett sitting out for a rest as well. And there's a few other players who aren't too far from that stage. So a bit of a weakened side. Hopefully we can see it through against Maidenhead. I'll look to rest more players in the second game in the FA Trophy as well, because the league is the main focus. It would be nice to catch up them 8 points and put a real push on the league, rather than trying to win the FA Trophy and stay in the same division. But again, we'll see what we can do. I might also look at one or two free transfers just on a short-term contract to get us through this rough period. And I think I have the option for one short-term loan as well. Right, first highlight of the game goes to Maidenhead. Playing the ball over the top, good headed by Watson. Meekin back to the keeper. Can Parks find somebody to distribute the ball to? Out wide to Watson. Into Wishart. He can carry the ball a little bit. Up the wing, into Gomez. Cuts it across. And Lewis with a finish. Great little move there, picking the ball up at the back. Working our way down the left channel and teeing up for Lewis. And Lewis, actually, I think he's on 14 or 15 goals for the season, which for a winger who's not played every game is actually pretty good. Bear in mind that Gomez, who's played most games up front this season, is only on 17. So corner for Maidenhead, ball's falling into Park's hands. Long boot up the top. Falls out wide to Wishart again, playing a good game on the left. Cuts it in, Afolayan back to Lewis. And it's like a carbon copy. So 2-0 up. Looking like we can assert our authority on this game. And again, if possible, I'd like to rest a couple players towards the end of the second half. That being said, if Maidenhead make a bit of a comeback in the second half, I might have to keep players on longer than anticipated. But we will see. For those of you who have played or have got your own saves going on, how have you struggled with injuries? Have you got a good rotation? Do you maybe count how many times players start games or come on as subs just to keep them all happy? it's certainly been a bit eye-opening this season for me, with the number of disgruntled players, just because they've become a rotation rather than a first teamer. Again, let me know in the comments section. Still kicking on halfway through the first half. 2-0, pretty much dominating the game. Maidenhead pretty low in the league. Gives us a chance to have a look at some of the players and what we want to do for next season, because a lot of our players still have quite a bit of potential and actually have the potential to be a League 2 player. So if we did go up, I don't think we would be out of our depth. Don't expect we would challenge in the first season, but certainly I wouldn't expect us to be sat rock bottom. It would certainly be a challenging season, but if you can make the right additions, there's every chance you could stay up. Coming up to half time now. Afolayan, do you know, I am going to sub him. He scored a couple of hat-tricks this season. He's an important player and we're going to need him later on for the league games. Maidenhead with a chance just before half time. And he's put it over. So into half time, just try and give a bit of encouragement to the dressing room, keeping the morale up. Everybody's motivated. Let's see if we can see this game out, take the 3 points back, see if there's any chance we can just reduce that 8-point lead that Yeovil have down to 5 or 7, 6, however it works out. Anything to catch up would be useful. Meekins with a long throw into Gomez. Easy finish, 3-0. And the throw-ins that they've started working. We set them up towards the tail end of last season. Obviously, I'd forgot at the start, but now they've been trained out a little bit more. We seem to be getting a lot more joy with Meekins chucking a long ball into the penalty area and capitalising on our large defenders, getting some heads on the ball. Parks with a save there. Distribute out to Samu, who he's not played many games at all. Into Wisher. 4-0, it's turning into a bit of a rout now. Ruben Samu, we signed as a deputy defensive midfielder. He's not really got a sniff since we changed tactics and went 2 up top. It's a bit unfortunate really, because we've signed him and not given him any game time, not really giving him a chance, and he's just going to be one of them players that gets released at the end of the season. We'll have had him for a year, we'll have paid his wages, he'll have played 1 or 2 games and walked away for free. But there's not really much I can do without him playing. No one's interested in buying him, so we've got to get him off the wage budget because we can't carry gaps that we don't need. Ball into Gomez, can he cut it back to Wisher to the side netting. Half an hour to go. Very dominant performance. Den and Lewis with another brace. Both wingmen have scored. Got one from the striker. Meekins for Ferguson. Yeah, again, an important first team player. Need to keep him fit and fresh. A lot of these will probably rest in the FA Trophy, like I've alluded, and we'll give some chances to some other players. I might even give one of our young lads from the under-23s a game, just to give him a bit of experience in the first team. 21's not a big enough squad to rotate as much as I need to. Again, get Gomez off for a rest. I wish it can stay on because he doesn't normally play first team. Forster would normally be in there. 10 minutes to go. Chance for Maidenhead. Can we nick the ball back and go on a break? It's gone into Zabrowski and disallowed. I think last time we played Maidenhead, incidentally, they beat us with Zabrowski scoring. So they're not a bad side, but they are quite low in the table, flirting with relegation. But somewhere we don't really want to be. Wish it with a long throw then. Headed clear, giving Maidenhead a chance to break. We have kept 3 players back, which I like to do on the set pieces, but he still managed to break through. A lot of people on set pieces sit with 2 at the back, which is your fullbacks normally, but that just leaves you open to a counter-attack with a couple fast wingers and 1 long ball. You can very quickly start to concede goals from your own set pieces, which is never a good place to be in. Minute to go. Solid performance, lots of chances, lots of good player ratings. Managed to rest a couple players, especially in that area in the middle of the park. So all in all, great performance. Job done. Benefits all round going in towards the end of the season. I will click through and I will see you for the FA Trophy game. And welcome back for the Salisbury game. Starting lineup: Parks and goals, Watson at left back, normal centre-half pairing of Ferguson, Meekins at the back. Ifete comes back in at right back. Almeida and Burnett have come in at centre mid. Forster on the left, Roos on the right. Affeline up front with Lewis. Lewis is the only one who really wouldn't be there as a first team. The rest is quite a strong squad. There's 7 games before the next match. Nobody's particularly needing a rest other than Gomez, who I've left out completely. So we'll get into it and see how we go. One squad number for Eddie Greening, who I've brought in from the reserves, and depending on how the game goes, I'll throw him on for a bit of a first team debut in the second half. He's a defensive mid but capable of playing in a centre mid position as well, so quite versatile. And let's get into it. Again, playing an attacking approach. We would usually play on positive, but I think the last 2 games we've been so far ahead of where our opposition are in terms of players and form that I think we really have to go out and try and kill the games off early and capitalise on a rest afterwards, rather than playing a cagey game and perhaps having to keep players on for the full 90 minutes. So okay, let's see how we get on. Long throw from Meekins. Breaks out to Burnett. Fires it back in, but unfortunately it's wide. Again, causing problems with the set pieces. Again, not many chances coming up to their half time in the first half. Goal kick for them. Can we head it back? Yeah, Affeline's got the ball. Oh, they've got it back. Ferguson flings out wide. It's a bit bitty this. They broke through. I tried to lob the keeper, cheeky. Good if you can pull it off. I love a good lob. Many years ago, Karol Poborski scored one for Man United, which was fantastic. There you go, Affeline scored through as well. I'm reminiscing about the old times, this 90s football, I think. Some classic games back then. Anyway, I digress. Let's carry on with this. So 25 minutes in, 1-0 up. Again, completely dominating stats-wise. I could do with being 2 up maybe by half-time. Can maybe ring some changes. Form's pretty good. Condition of play is good. I'd like to take Affeline off as one. I don't really have a substitute striker on the bench, but I'm not averse to setting a centre-half up front, see if you can get a goal. Lewis now out wide to Roos. Good shot, but well saved. Again, throw in, maybe get another chance from there. Nope. 10 minutes to go now to half-time. Quite a quiet game in terms of events, not many bookings. Lots of chances for us, but maybe not quite capitalising on them. Probably because Lewis isn't a dedicated centre forward. Corner ball for them. Parks claims. Can he spread the play out wide and get us on a counter attack? Long ball over the top. Affeline picks it up out wide to Forster, which we see many times on our left hand side. It's quite strong. Into Affeline. Has a chance, but it's blocked. Back out to Forster, brings it in. Drops to Roos and he's put it wide. Corner ball. So must have took a deflection. Lewis will deliver. Into Meekins. Oh, another chance. Again, knocking on the door for that second, but not quite getting over the line. Here we go, another corner. Lewis delivers it into Meekins. That's a carbon copy. I'm sure they used the same highlight again there. But yeah, I mean, it's good to see. It makes me a bit more excited when we get throw-ins and corners now that there might be a goal comes from it. In at half-time then, absolutely dominate in terms of XG and chances. Bit of motivation, encouragement for the players on the bench and on the first team. A little bit of fitness concern. I might bring Wishart up front. Just keep an eye on his fitness. Salisbury with a corner. Just got to be careful because at 1-0, I mean, we've done it to other teams. At just 1-0, you can nick an equaliser and spoil the day. So we've just got to make sure we've got the right players on the pitch in case it happens to rescue it. Coming up towards the hour mark. Yeah, it's still not really threatening for that second. A lot of chances, but no key highlights, which is what I've got the highlights set to, is just the key moments. We will make a change it right back, and I will make the changes I want to. So at the line, I'm going to bring off for, we'll give Wish it a spin, and we will, who's playing the worst? Fairly even. I'm going to take Burnett off and give Green in his debut. Young lad brought through the youth system. Many clubs, I mean, I've had so many bids in for him of no money, which, why would I ever accept that? But there you go. If we can get him on a long-term contract and clubs are still interested, we might actually be able to put a percentage sell-on fee on him and make a bit of money for some future transfers. Salisbury break-in, long shot, but it didn't really threaten. Again, the worry is now if they manage to get an equaliser, we're not playing with any traditional strikers up front to get a goal back. But hopefully we'll either see it out at 1-0 or someone will nick us a goal from a corner. Just over 5 minutes to go. Again, it's not pretty, but it's the result that matters, and it would put us into the next round, which I think is the quarterfinals, which would be a great chance for us to go on and perhaps have a chance at defending the trophy. Here we go, coming up to the end of the game, just waiting on the final whistle. Again, not as dominant as the previous game, but 2 wins out of 2 games, fantastic. Just get into the dressing room and sing everybody's praises. And I will get to the schedule and we'll see where we're going to pick it up. Unfortunately, after the last game, Yeovil had also won, so we're still 8 points off the top of the league. 14 games to go. We'll just nip into the schedule and see when we'll bring you back just to catch you up. So I'll probably play through to Chelmsford and Fylde. There'll be 2 good games to bring you back for. We should be shaping up with whether we will be able to push or not. And even if we can't, we're going to make the playoffs. So we'll come back for these 2 and then either playoff finals or a promotion celebration, one or the other. Once again, thanks for watching. And for anything I've seen, discussed, or anything you want to say, chuck it in the comment section. I'll take a look and I'll be sure to respond. Thanks for watching. Take care and I'll see you next time.